Hey everyone, how are y'all doing? My name is Deborah and I'm here to talk about a C-drama, Chinese drama titled My Huckleberry Friends, which is the next adaptation of Bai Chang'an's novel. And the first series was With You. If you've not watched that drama, definitely check it out. It's one of my favorite dramas ever. It's the next in the series, and there's another one coming up which they're currently filming called Loving Champagne Nan. And all, if you've watched With You, then you probably remember him and Rosie's story, the seniors and all from With You. So that's their story, and apparently that's the best in the series. But then again, I don't want to trust what people say in terms of that's being the best, because I had a lot of good things about My Huckleberry Friends till I actually watched it. But you hear all about my rides as we go on. So My Huckleberry Friends stars Leilani as Zhou, our main female character, and Zhang Steven as Lin Yang. And we do see some other people that we're familiar with from With You, like the principal and all, and the teachers, Teacher Zhang and all. We see some of those characters from With You here. But if you're wondering, and this is your first time hearing about the With You series, and you're wondering, oh my gosh, do I need to watch With You before I watch My Huckleberry Friends? No, which is one thing that really makes this drama a gem, is that the overlapping of the stories was so well done that you literally do not have to have watched With You to watch My Huckleberry Friends. It can stand alone as its own. But if you've watched With You, then there's certain things that happen in With You that you see in My Huckleberry Friends and get a different perspective on, e.g. the physics test that basically ruined Liu Haran's life in With You. You'll see a different perspective to it in My Huckleberry Friends. So there are different things, you see a different perspective, and you see clearer pictures of things that happen and explanation of things that happen, e.g. the relationship between the teachers, how it came to be that Teacher Zhang married the person that he married, the other teacher he married. You basically see the backstories that you might have missed in With You. So while With You was about class 5, this is about the better class, I believe 1 or 2, I can't remember. It's been like 3 weeks since I watched the drama, but I think it's class 1. But it's all in Zhenhua High School. So for those of you who are not familiar with this drama, let me just the whole Zhenhua theme of it all. Zhenhua is basically a school for the brilliant people, where the best of the best in the country go to. Not mainly rich people, even poor people go there, but it's mainly for the brains and all. That's what Zhenhua High School is. So this is about our main female character, Li Zhou and Lin Yang, who knew each other when they were friends, when they were little kids. They were friends and they were close, but because of something that happened, Lin Yang's parents told him to stay away from Yu Zhou, and Yu Zhou hated Lin Yang and stayed away from Lin Yang, which is our main male character. Now, fast forward a few years later, they both get admitted into Zhenhua High School. And when they get admitted into Zhenhua High School, we see how Yu Zhou is trying to make decision, kind of like how With You, they try to make the decision between science or art school. And she finally decides to go for art. And we see right from the beginning how Lin Yang is trying to get close to her and trying to get into art school also. That's when we start realizing that there's a backstory between them, that they knew each other right from childhood and all. But while Yu Zhou is not really sure if she wants to be Lin Yang's friend again, Lin Yang wants to be her friend again. He's in love with her, and we know that he is in love with her right from the first episode. Like, it's blatantly said that he likes her, and he's trying to get back to where they were when they were kids, how close they were, and fix their broken relationship. But Yu Zhou isn't really sure if she wants the relationship fixed or not. So basically, it's the story of how they may or may not fix their relationship, and telling us the backstory of what exactly happened in their past that caused them to separate and all. So that's what My Huckleberry Friends is about. Now let's go to some things that I really liked about this drama. So one thing that, well, let me just throw this in there before we go further into this, is one thing that the main difference between With You and My Huckleberry Friends, if you've watched With You and you just want to hear this real fast before you go, let me just say it. And I keep looking down because I wrote some notes that I really don't want to miss some important points. But the main difference between With You and My Huckleberry Friends is the greater emphasis placed on the student's life outside the four walls of the school in My Huckleberry Friends, and how those factors of their life outside the school, their relationship between the classmates outside the school and their family outside the school, how those factors inform what kind of students or dictate what kind of students they are at school. So that's what set this drama apart from With You, which was more emphasis on their academics and all, and then how their friendship in school in relationship to their academics dictates their lives outside the school and who they become. But this is more of how their environment at home dictates who they are in school and who they become later on. Hopefully that made sense for you. So now let's go into the drama. Let me tell you a little bit about why I like the drama or how I felt about this drama. So to be sincerely honest, the reason why I stayed, there are 30 episodes in this drama. And mind you, I did not come to love our main leads till episode 20. Like, I love them separately, but I didn't like them together till episode 20. I am not even kidding. I did not ship them till episode 20. And the only reason I stayed till episode 20 is not even the main leads. It's the female lead, Zhou's best friend, Mizia, who is, I feel, the equivalent to Beta in My Huckleberry Friends. So if you've watched With You, you probably remember Beta, who was kind of tomboyish, and that friend who always had her friends back regardless of what happens. Like, if there's a fight, she's the first to be there for her friends and all. Mizia reminded me of Beta, and Mizia is the reason why I stayed in this drama. Mizia is the reason why I fell in love with this drama the last 10 episodes. And like, there's something really big, major that happens to her. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but when that thing happens to her, for the next 10 episodes, each time she comes up, I just find myself bawling and crying. That's how much, like, whatever happened to her had an impact on me that I can't stop crying. Like, now I'm okay, but like, even a week after watching the drama, each time Mizia came to mind, I just started bawling and crying. That's how much of an impact her character had on me. Okay, so she was, like I said, she was the reason that I fell in love with this drama, and I stayed with it for as long as I did. Another thing that reason that you should watch this drama apart from Mizia is how, unlike With You, where we never got a clear I like you or I love you between our female leads and our male lead, in this drama it's clearly written. Like I said, right from episode 1, you already know how the main guy feels. But it's clearly written by the end of this drama that they love each other. And which brings me to my next point. Another reason why you should definitely watch this drama, especially if you've watched With You and you're wondering, is that this had a clear ending. In that, With You, if you've watched my review, you know that one of the issues I had with You is there wasn't a clear-cut, like, telling of what happened to the side characters after 10 years and all. But in this, they really spent the last few episodes telling us the stories of, okay, this is what this person is doing, showing us their job, their lives, and how they're living after. And they really gave us a clear ending to our male lead and our female lead. Like, we knew how they were going to end up, whether it was going to be that they were going to be together and walk down the aisle, or they were not going to walk down the aisle. But it was clearly spelled out in this drama, which I did appreciate. I know some people said their least favorite part of My Huckleberry Friends is when they became adults and all, but I actually did like that part of the drama, because it showed how, just like I'm gonna complain in a little bit, the writer didn't really give this character's growth. And I think that's one thing that really rubbed me wrongly about this drama, but we'll get into that later. But I just loved seeing their years after and really seeing what everyone was doing, and spending a little bit of time and getting to know them now that they've grown up. Even though, like I said, there wasn't really much to know because they were kind of still the same. Anyways, the next thing that I loved about this drama is once our main characters got together, and they did get together at a certain part in the drama, but when our main characters finally got together, there was nothing that could keep them apart. Like, regardless of the environmental variables that came into place, the families, the Zinruis, backstabbing friends of the world, nothing could separate them, which I really loved about this drama. And something else that really stood out to me in this drama is, you know how unlike other dramas, when there's someone like a backstabbing friend that's trying to steal your boyfriend and all, you never find out that that person is a backstabber till the end and stuff. But in this drama, our male lead finds out real fast who has been backstabbing the girl he loves, who is our female lead, zhou. He finds out that this friend of hers is the one that has been backstabbing her, Zinrui, who, let me just tell you a little bit about her because we're gonna go into her in a little bit. Zinrui is this girl who comes into the school. She's from a very poor background. She comes into the school on trial, whereby she's meant to stay for a number of time, and if she's able to get her grades high or to a certain level, then she can become a full-time student of Zhenhua. And with the help of zhou, she's able to achieve that, and she becomes so good that she starts competing with zhou in terms of academics, and not just academics. She basically wants to steal zhou's whole life. But when Lin Yang finds out her true colors, and like, he finds out real fast, which I really appreciated also, but when he finds out that she's a backstabbing bitch, he quickly cuts her off and tells her off, like, dude, if you dare come for zhou again, like, I will not sit back and not do nothing. You're gonna have to be dealing with me. And one thing you have to give Lin Yang, even though I hated it, and we'll talk about that later on in this drama, is once Lin Yang, like, once it comes to zhou, you know Lin Yang means business. Like, he doesn't play when he comes to her. So once he gives a threat like that, like, you better take it seriously, because he is going to finish you when it comes to zhou. So I really like how once he find out her true colors, he literally cut her off and moved on with his life and literally did not look back. He did not feel sympathy. Like, he did not come to play, okay? You will not touch Lin Yang's girl. So that's something I actually kind of appreciated, thinking about it right now. I did appreciate about this drama. One thing that I did like about this drama is that I was worried that, just like with you, there will be so much heartache between our male lead and our female lead, but this didn't really happen with my Huckleberry Friends. Instead, that happened to our side characters, which we'll get into later on. But I like how the female lead and the male lead just had, like, I would say the most smooth sailing, but in the terms of their relationship, it wasn't really as bad as you. But what was the problem with them was their environmental factors, their family and all. That was the main problem in their relationship, their families, and the backstory of why they cannot be close. So while I didn't like Zinru, the character that I just told you about, I loved how she showed that you can come from literally a horrible background and environment, but through hard work you can still strive and make it academically. Not just her, but even Chu Tianko also showed that, which I really liked and all about this drama. And another thing regarding her, which are the only two things I literally liked about her character, is while I didn't like her, but I like that she didn't actually accept her bully's love, because there was a guy in the drama, for those of you who have not watched it, that fell in love with her, who also was one of, because there were two students who were accepted into Zhenhua that came from a very bad background academically and financially, and one of them was a guy and then the other was her, Zinrui, and the guy was always bullying her, but he was in love with her. It was that kind of act of, I bully her because I love her, messed up kind of act. And I like that she didn't accept his love till much later on in life, when you could see that he was really sincerely sorry about all the years of bullying her and all. And so that's one thing that I really like, because it would have been really messed up if she accepted the love of her bully just like that and all, but she made him really actually work for it kinda and wait for her love. So I appreciated that about this drama. Now, one thing that I didn't like about this drama is, like I said, there wasn't really character growth, which is probably why I did not like our female lead and our male lead number one, is that they didn't really have any growth in their characters. It felt like how they were in the beginning was how they were in the middle and how they were at the end. Like, there was no change in Zhou's character or Lin Yang's character, which I really didn't like. And you could see that with Chu Tianko's character also. Chu Tianko was always the guy who wanted to be the best. He got with the finest girl, the girl with the one with the connections and the money and all, but he wouldn't blink a second by selling her off if something better comes along, or if his whole life is on the line. Even if he did like her, he has a selfish kind of love where it starts from him before anyone else. And we see that in the future. Even when he starts working at this company, we see how he's dating the daughter of his boss and all, and he's basically, you can see that he didn't really like this girl, and he was just with her for the perks of being the future son-in-law of the boss. And also, that's one thing that I really didn't like about this drama, is how we didn't really see character growth in terms of those characters and all. But another thing that I really didn't like about the characters, and why I probably wasn't shipping our leads, is unlike with you, where you could see, like I said, one thing I absolutely loved about With You is how both leads kept giving to each other. It was a trade by barter relationship. There was a balance in their relationship, in that she gained from him and he gained from her. And if you remember from my With You review, I said one thing that really made me not ship Luz and Hey, the second male lead from With You, with our character from With You, our female lead, is that he was always giving to her and he never got anything back, which is something you'd see with my Huckleberry Friends. Our male lead, Lin Yang, is always doing things for Zhou, like the craziest things. Dude almost got expelled just for her, which isn't really a spoiler, but he almost got expelled for her, but she didn't ever actually do anything worth remembering for him, except accepting his feelings maybe, but she never really actually did anything for him. So there was no trade by barter, and that him always giving to her really wore me out. And I think that's why it took so long for me to get on board their relationship, because there was really no balance in the dynamics between the two characters. You could see how much he loved her and he liked her, and it was almost like he was obsessed with her at one point, but she didn't give two F's about him the way he gave two F's about her. So that's something I didn't like about this drama. Also, on our male leads, still touching on our main leads, another thing that I really didn't like is how he kept on forcing himself on her, and in his head he was convinced that he was the best candidate for her and all. And he even went, like I said, there were times where it felt like she liked someone else. He kept on trying to separate her from this person that she probably liked, and that didn't sit well for me, because if this was a different story and this girl didn't like him, we wouldn't be on Lin Yang's team. We are only on Lin Yang's team because we know he's the main lead, which for me didn't sit well with me, and I wasn't on his team. That's why, like I said, it took a while for me to get on his team, because he kept, I felt, forcing himself on her, not like physically and abuse and rape and things like that, not like that, guys, but he kept forcing his feelings on her, even and his love and actions on her, kind of like losing hate, even when it was obvious this girl was not that into you yet. And so that's something that really rubbed me the wrong way about this drama. Just so you know, if you're considering watching it, that's something to prepare your mind for. That's gonna happen. There's gonna be that dynamic in the relationship. Another thing that I really didn't like is Zinray. Zinray, the character who I did tell you about from a poor background that came and made it and suddenly wanted to steal Zuzo's life, was a snake. And oh my god, I hope so much that this girl wouldn't turn out to be a snake, but she did. She was the what's it called, Bailing of this drama, and I did not like her one bit. Like, there was no saving grace for her. Like, I didn't even like at the end when they showed her 10 years later and all, and it felt like she was okay. I was like, no, she needs to be suffering. Can you imagine? I actually said that, which is really evil, but I wanted her to suffer. I'm like, no, you can't be enjoying. Girl, you were so evil in high school. You need to suffer for everything you did to these people and all. And then when they finally showed that she wasn't really doing too well, I'm like, oh, thank goodness. Oh, like, hallelujah. So yeah, I didn't like Zinray's character, but I like how they ended it for her. I like how they made it seem like you can do bad things in the past, but don't think that those bad things will take you places and you'll be, it's not always that the bad people win. So I really like how they showcase how her evil like character reaped sadness for her and pain at the end, while the other people and Zozo and all her good reaped goodness and happiness for her at the end. That was a real different good contrast that you hardly see in dramas these days, where the good person keeps on winning and the bad person really gets it bad. And also I really like that about this drama, but I disliked Zinro's character. Something else that I didn't really like about this drama is I felt like they were saying your bully might be in love with you and that's why he's bullying you, which is not the best message to pass across to people, but that's what it felt like with Zinro's story. Remember how I told you that there was a bully that was in love with her? So I really didn't like that act. I was hoping that was not where they were going with it, but they went there and I really didn't like that message. I know sometimes it happens, but I don't think that should be celebrated. It's like just recently I was reading something about Thai culture and rape, and I think I'm probably gonna leave a link down below so you can go read it yourself. And it just blew my mind that dramas, the effect that dramas and novels and things like that really have on people, because you start accepting these things and thinking they're norms and they're the normal way of life when they really aren't, and it's not right. And also that's something that I really didn't like about this drama. The next character, there were two characters that I really couldn't stand in this drama. One was Zinrui and two was Chu Tianko. Chu Tianko was still the same. Like I said, he never really changed. He was never satisfied, and even when dating his boss's daughter, he was still looking for something better. And also I didn't really like Chu Tianko either. And another thing that I really didn't like is, especially because I've watched With You, is we didn't see Yu Huai and Gang Gang, who are the main characters from With You. I really wish we had seen them. There's someone they showed one time that looked like Lu Zin-hei, and I am 100% convinced he's Lu Zin-hei, because they even said it that doesn't that look like Lu Zin-hei, a guy on the TV, and it just, what the guy was doing felt like something Lu Zin-hei would do, and I'm like, this is so a Lu Zin-hei kind of thing. But it would have been nice just seeing Yu Huai, even if it was like flashbacks and the characters didn't come back. It would have been nice, not just hearing their names, because they did mention Yu Huai's name and Gang Gang's name quite a few times, but it would have been nice just seeing Liu Haran and Tang Seung-yoon in this drama. After all, y'all were dating. Couldn't you have made your schedule work and just showed up for like a second or two? Anyway, so that was something I really didn't like about this drama. Now, for those of you who have watched With You, let me just give you the breakdown of similarities of My Huckleberry Friends, because if you ask me, in my humble opinion, I feel My Huckleberry Friends writer got lazy with My Huckleberry Friends, especially if With You came before My Huckleberry Friends, and he literally just took characters from With You, embellished them, put a ribbon around them, and gave us My Huckleberry Friends. And now let me explain. So number one, if you remember Ben Ben, so Ben Ben is a character in My Huckleberry Friends who has a father issue. His father is actually rich, kind of like Losing Hair also, whose father was also rich. And you know in With You how Losing Hair rode a bike? Well, Ben Ben also rides a bike in this. And he doesn't have the best relationship with his dad. He doesn't want to do what his dad wants him to do. He tries to pave his own way for himself, which, like I said, it's the Losing Hair. So it felt like the character, the writer just took Losing Hair's character, embellished it, gave him a different love story, and then threw him into My Huckleberry Friends. Now the next character, Mi Xiao, like I already said in the beginning, Mi Xiao was better. Better was Mi Xiao. It was so bad that at first I thought it was the same actress, and I'm like, why is the same actress acting a different character? And I had to literally spend weeks before I finally found her. I'm like, okay, they're two different actresses, but they look the same, and the characters are so similar, so similar. And it's hilarious that the writer made it that Beta was the best friend of Gang Gang, and in this, Mi Xiao is the best friend of Zhou. Like, each of his characters have to have that best friend that's kind of tomboyish and fights for her friend and etc and etc. So I just thought that was really interesting, but that's another similarity. So there's that character. If you like Beta's character, then you definitely like Mi Xiao. Another character that you'd see similarities is Xinrui was Jandan, who later became Bailin. If you've watched With You, then you remember Bailin, the girl who tried to steal Jandan's boy from her, and all the brilliant girl and all that was Two-Faced and the Snake. Well, Xinrui is basically Jandan who became Bailin in this show. So it's like he took Jandan and Bailin and merged them together and created Xinrui. Another similarity you will definitely see is how Xian Xian was basically like Jandan, who had a first love that she was in love with, but he came from a poor background and he was more into his academics than he was into her and all, and at the end of the day that they broke up, and she ended up with the best friend of our male character, or our main male character. So just how the best friend in With You ended up with the other girl, Jandan, that's basically how in this too, the best friend in My Huckleberry Friends ended up with a friend of Zozo, who wasn't really her friend in the beginning, but later they became friends, but ended up with Xian Xian. So it felt like he recycled that story of, oh, my best friend has to get the girl that's the other girl that is one of the main characters in the drama, or that's close to the female lead. So that was also recycled in this. Also, you notice how our male leads have something that they do when they're nervous around the female lead. For Yu Wai, it's rubbing his nose. For Lin Yang, it's rubbing his hair, which I thought was really interesting. That was the first thing I actually noticed in the drama. I'm like, wait, Yu Wai used to do his nose and you do your hair. And oh, that was kind of cool though. That I don't have a problem with. That was kind of cool. But it was just interesting how you could basically see the similarities in characters from With You and My Huckleberry Friends. So like I said, in a way it felt like the writer was lazy and he didn't really give us something new, because he could have literally done things differently. Also, remember how Gang Gang had her family problems? She came from a family that her mom and dad were not together, and she had a stepmom and all, and basically as the female lead she had that problem with a step brother that she wasn't really the best fan of before later on they got along. Well, that is exactly what happens with Zozo. Exactly. Well, there's a twist in hers, but it's quite similar. And Zozo also has parents that were not together, and she has a step brother and stepmom, kind of, you can say. Her father had another wife and all, and she didn't really like them. Zozo doesn't really get along with that family and with her stepbrother before later on they get along. So it felt like a recycled With You, but only done, which is a problem, because if you're gonna recycle your story, at least make it better. The only thing, like I said, that made the story good was Miziao, the better of the story, who actually made me love the story towards the last 10 episodes and all. So as a whole, this drama was nice. It had its boring moments with our leads, which shouldn't happen in a drama, but overall it was a good drama. I don't regret watching it because of the last 10 episodes. Will I rewatch it again? Definitely not. I don't have 19 plus hours to waste. But it was a really good show. It's a good watch for one time, and I'm definitely gonna be rating it a B plus, just because, like I said, we wasted so much time before we finally got somewhere, in my opinion. So I'm not gonna be rating it an A. It's not like with you, and it's funny because watching my Huckleberry Friends just made me want to go watch with you. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need with you to like relieve the greatness that with you was. And so yeah, if you're asking me which should you watch, with you or my Huckleberry Friends, I'll definitely say go for with you. Don't go for my Huckleberry Friends. But if you're looking for a drama that will definitely, like, even though it might not start well, but at the end of it all, it will grab your hat, rip your hat, and have you bawling, then definitely go watch my Huckleberry Friends. So it really depends on your opinion. And if you prefer, like I said, a drama that's more situated around the romance and the outside factors, and then school is like affected by those outside factors, then my Huckleberry Friends is for you. But if you're more entwined towards the academic part of it, and then one of the things that happens is love and etc and etc, then with you is definitely for you. So it really depends on your taste. What do you prefer? Do you prefer more focus on school than the outside, or do you prefer more focus on the outside and then school comes into play, which is my Huckleberry Friends? But as a whole, like I said, it was a good drama. I'm looking forward to the next installation from them, but I did hear it's gonna be a different team that's making it. I wish they could get the characters who played Lodi and Sean Huainan from with you to play this to play the characters in this drama, but they're not getting the same girl. But I did see that they were gonna get the guy to play the older version, so I'm looking forward to that also though. Hopefully they don't mess it up and it lives up to the hype, because if I'm being honest, my Huckleberry Friends didn't live up to the hype that I've heard about it. Now towards the end it did live up to the hype, but in the beginning it just wasn't cutting it for me. But yeah, what did you all think? Let me know what you all thought about it in the comments down below. It's a really nice friendship drama and all slice of life drama, if I might say. It doesn't really have anything so special about it except Miziao. But anyways, let me know what you all think about it in the comments down below. If you've already checked it out, did you agree with me? Did you love the 20 episodes that I wasn't really feeling? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and keep being awesome, beautiful people you are. From me to you all, you now, there's nothing but love to you all. Stay awesome.